driving for NASCAR is merely a dream for so many kids, but one local organization has been working for more than 2 decades to make that dream a reality. So far, he's loving it.
It's very fun, very inclusive. I really like it because everyone's nice.
The Urban Youth Racing School gives Quentin Harrison something to look forward to every week, and he is really enthusiastic about it.
If you make one mistake, you're in a wall.
Oh, gosh. But you don't make any mistakes, right?
I can't tell you yes.
This beautiful space and entire program is the brainchild of Anthony Martin. He founded it 23 years ago.
I started the Urban Youth Racing School with the gist of introducing urban youth to this multi-billion-dollar racing industry.
It's a program geared towards inner city youth.
It's an industry that there's a lot of job availability that our students have no access to. It's all about access.
The 10-week program meets every Saturday. For the first 5 weeks, they all become scientists and engineers.
Teaching them about engines, teaching them about aerodynamics, teaching them about tires.
In the second 5 weeks, Martin says, it's all about getting out there on the track. And through it all, they have to keep their grades up. At the end, there's a whole new world of possibilities.
Our goal is to make the introduction, to help them be able to map out a plan to be able to get there if this is a career that you want to be a part of. So the racing school throws a huge event every year where celebrities and NASCAR greats come out to race each other and meet the young people in the program. Unfortunately, it was canceled this year. Here's the press release the organization put out. It reads in part, quote, "We look forward to providing an update on a new venue and date very soon." And if there is any question if this program can help get kids on the right track, here is proof right here. I am here joined by Dan Colon. And Dan, you joined the program way back in the day.
Yes.
Okay, I won't, not too many ways, 2 ways, way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Take me back there a little bit. What was the program like when you were a kid, and what sort of led you there?
Sure. It sucks that the race was postponed because it did so much for me. I joined when I was about 13 years old. I didn't really have a lot of goals. I didn't even plan to finish high school. Just like a guide of life, it was kind of just like trying to make it. I was already sneaking outside of the house, and the way Philly works is that trouble is always taking applications, and when you think of like programs just to do as an adolescent, it's very difficult. So when the school came by, it just really started to establish that I have a solid work ethic, and with that came this competitive drive just to try to like get out more and see more opportunities inside the motorsports world. And once that started, I never looked back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think your life would have been like if you didn't have the Urban Youth Racing School?
Dead or in jail. It was really difficult, and I get where young kids are at, which is why I'm a strong ambassador for the racing school, because I've lived in different states, and there's not a lot that goes on in Philadelphia as far as like programming that keeps kids off the streets. And I just remember how much it just changed my life. It opened my doors to just different worlds, the culture, meeting unique people that would become my life coaches, mentors, and then NASCAR itself, which is the main driving force of why I wanted to just get out and do things on my own at 19 years old. Because if it could do it for me, it could do it for anybody. Because I wasn't the smartest, I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the baddest, I wasn't even the best driver, but it just changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your life a little bit right now, because when it comes to success stories, you are definitely one of those. So what do you do now, and how do you see that program shaping you and helping you get there?
Absolutely. It just told me that if you could do stuff outside of your comfort zone, you could really establish yourself as someone that could go far in life. So to get an education in communications, and then to just try different things, because that's what the school established. Like, that program itself was something that was out of the norm. So to get into production, then digital distribution, and then streaming platforms, which is what I do now for another major network, it's just when people ask, like, how did you go from there to there? It's just the intangibles and things that I learned at the racing school at a very young age. Given that I was also in high school while doing the racing school 3-4 times a week, it just made it so much simpler to understand and grasp like the work ethic and what's taken to be needed to like get to that next level. So that's the main thing where I strongly emphasize parents to get their kids involved and get information more on the racing school, because if it can work for me, it can work for anybody.
Yeah, and that sort of leads into my next question. If there are kids out there watching, if there are parents out there watching, how would you encourage them to try to get involved with this school?
Sure. So many of my classmates that were in the school were just, they had the knowledge. They were, even in Philadelphia, when you think about it, there were so many of my friends that were into cars, love it, love working on it, love smelling the gasoline. So it's like, why are you not at the school?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I really want to emphasize. And I challenge those kids if they could beat me, because when you get to a certain point, my mentor used to say you become an adult. And I look back at the road that I've done, and it's kind of lonely. And I just know, being in the school, there's a lot of kids that could easily top all the stuff that I've done at the school.
Well, that is quite amazing. You are an amazing inspiration, not just for those kids in the program, but for lots of other kids who have maybe been through the same struggles that you have been. So thank you so much for being here. I really, really
Thank you for having
appreciate
me.
your time.
Thank you.
We'll be right back, guys.